Good afternoon and welcome to Padre's Ponderings.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Big day on campus. Big week on campus, I guess.
I think today, either yesterday or today, it was the last day of classes for the seniors.
Yep. And then Friday night, historic campus, baccalaureate.
Baccalaureate service and then graduation on Saturday.
Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. Yep, right here. Looking forward to that.
So, how many years ago was it that you had that vision of having a school?
Well, I came in 96 and we started opening the doors in 98, fall of 98.
So literally, when you started as the rector, it was already back there.
Yeah, because I came out of that kind of setting and knew the power of all that.
And you were at Thomas Sumter for 28 years?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And this is, in August, starts 28 years here. So, many moons. So, very thankful to see a first graduating class. And,
that's exciting.
And the school doing so well and growing. And Joe Almeida and his leadership and the board doing a great job with all that. Susan's been there a long time in the preschool program, and that consistency has been a blessing too. And then Stacy and all the rest of them over there doing a great job. And children's lives are being changed, and that's the goal. That's what it's about.
We had 2 cross families join the church this last week.
Yep. And one of them has twin girls being baptized coming up in a couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Sunday after Pentecost, last Sunday in May. Yep. That's great. We're just touching people with the gospel. And that's, there's a lot of touching going on, but touching with the gospel is not that common for young people growing up in this day and time. So that's a tremendous opportunity for the children, for the families, and I think more and more they're understanding that, and perhaps even understand the uniqueness of it all. So, praise God. Praise God.
I know, it's exciting, monumental week.
Yep. And do we know yet if the graduation Saturday morning is going to be streamed?
They're working out that plan right now, actually.
Yeah, that's in the school's court.
Mm-hmm. But the graduation will be right here, which is really neat.
Right on the campus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it'll be good, too, that they're going to have the baccalaureate in the historic campus over there, and Nathan will be doing a sermon there, and I think that was communion as well for those families. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a fitting and proper way to do it.
And that would have been the location of the very first chapel service.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With the 7 little first graders, right?
Yep. Right there. We got a picture of it somewhere, maybe with
I think it's on the
those little ones
server,
on the rails.
Yeah.
Yep. Very special.
So very good. Are you going to be speaking at the graduation?
They asked if I'd share a little something.
A little something. Okay.
So I put together a little something. Mm-hmm.
How many graduations you did? Well, you did 28. This will be your 29th.
And then we're back 10 years ago to Thomas Sumter to speak at their graduation, their 50th
Oh, wow.
anniversary year. That was great, too. So, tell a few stories. Talk about St. Paul and talk about the broad road and the narrow road. That passage of Scripture would be the text. Talk about Tony Campolo for a story of his is in there. Behind Bartimaeus, that's in there too. Mm-hmm. That's the secondary text. So I'll try to stitch something together.
I'm sure you will. Do a nice job with that. With summer approaching, things...
It is approaching.
It is approaching. Things kind of slow down just a touch. Literally just a touch.
Because people don't stop living.
No. A lot of our Bible studies, though, that operate, they don't do it year-round because we have so many people that travel. So a lot of our Bible studies wrapped up like last week. Some will continue meeting in the summer, and we're working on the Rooted sign up. I think we have like 70 people already signed up. But go ahead and sign up because we have to make sure we have enough books. So if you're thinking about joining us, please go ahead and sign up so we can make sure that we're
the rooted
prepared
part
for
of
it.
Well, the rooted is for parents, and then you got the kids camp
Well,
is for the children of the.
right. But everybody's going to be learning the same thing, just on their level. So there's a youth rooted experience that's going to be based on exactly what the parents are doing, just a little bit,
So that
lower,
would be middle
just a
school, high
touch.
school age.
Middle school, high school. And then our little kids in the kids camp, so that's pre-K through 5th grade, they'll be doing a VBS type experience, but it's going to be the same curriculum, same information, just on their level. So they'll be doing games and crafts, and everybody's going to leave on Wednesday nights with the same information, which then they can carry the conversations home, which is
Great.
the important part. Now, you don't have to have children or youth to come. It's for all ages. So excited about
But if
what's
the children
ahead.
and youth are, if the family has children, it's not drop your children off and go somewhere.
No, we want everybody to stay. Yes.
You're looking for family
We're
involvement.
looking for the whole family involvement so that you can have those conversations, which are so important.
Now, is there supper involved with
There
that?
will be dinner involved in that. I do not know what the meals are. I am, thank goodness, not a part of that conversation.
But there will be.
But there will be a meal.
So you're coming
So
up with-
every week there'll be a separate sign up for the meal. Some people have asked, can I come without having dinner? Absolutely. Just don't sign up for dinner.
So what time is the dinner going to be?
6,
And then the program starts
6:30,
in the school.
6:45, something like that.
In the school.
But this week in the e-news, we are also letting people know that on Wednesdays in the summer, in this space right here, we're going to start evening prayer. So Rooted starts at 6 if you're coming for dinner. We'll have evening prayer in the chapel for those who want to come participate in evening prayer from 5:15 to about 5:45. So if you want to leave and go home after evening prayer, that's fine. If you want to walk across the parking lot and go to Rooted, that's fine too. So we're going to start connecting evening prayer with our evening opportunities on Wednesdays. So in the fall, we'll have a fall Wednesday night teaching. So there will be a evening prayer component added to that as well.
That's wonderful.
And morning prayer is in this space, the
And
chapel space,
that
every
evening prayer
Tuesday.
is a traditional Anglican prayer book
Straight
service.
from the-
just
straight
like
from
the Tuesday
the-
morning.
Book of Common Prayer. So I didn't make it this morning because of the weather in time, but the Tuesday morning prayer is really special.
And on the Wednesday night thing, will the people bring prayer books, or how is that on
No,
the wall?
we have Dave Fisher has printed out. You can use the printout. If we have enough, we do have some prayer books. We don't have enough for a ton of people, but we do have some prayer books. And I used, I led morning prayer last Tuesday. I used the app. There's a daily office app, and you just follow along. So we have different options for people to follow along.
Great. So it's not a bring your own deal with that.
But some people have been asking, how do I order one? And they sell out every year of that 2019 Book of Common Prayer. Got the email, I think Monday. They're back in stock. So I've sent out the
wonderful.
people that had asked about it, and I said,
That's
oh,
wonderful.
it's back in stock. But they do. They're selling out
put a
every
little-
year.
Might put a little link on the e-news.
There's also a PDF of that you can have. We use it for service prep. But there's a PDF version too that you can download. It's like 800 pages to print, but
Whoa.
there is a PDF option. Great resource, the Book of Common
So that
Prayer.
sounds like a good one right there.
So we're looking forward to the whole Rooted series. And one of the churches down the street I saw on social media, they just finished up a Rooted series.
Same.
Same exact program.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, what else is happening? You said everything's slowing down. Is there something else that's cranking
Well, our
up?
main focus
The main-
is the Rooted this summer, because we're not doing Vacation Bible School because of construction. Weekend services never stop. Sunday keeps coming.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And then prepping for the logistics of things that are going to be happening in the fall is what we do a lot of in the summer.
You know, it's amazing. You get out of wind up Memorial Day, and then 7 weeks after that, school's starting back
I know,
again.
and then
Teachers
it's
are coming
like,
in.
oh, it's
and
August.
Here we go again.
And the students come back what it seems really early to me. Maybe it's not that much earlier than this year, but it seems really early. It's like August 7th or something.
August 7th and August 1st, the teachers start.
That's early. That's early. So,
But that's, you know, the point is the rhythm of life is having fewer and fewer downtimes. It's getting more like a heartbeat with a regularity of activity. That maybe the activity might change just a little bit, but it's changing less and less. There's more and more of a consistency of hustle and bustle.
so what are you working on?
Well, working on looking to the west, working with architects and landscape people there. Have meetings this week on the final meeting on the columbarium out here.
Because we've been waiting on permits,
Yeah.
right? That's a big thing.
And I think that's going to be in place and be in place and operational, you know, whatever that means for a columbarium.
Well, it'll be pretty for a while.
It'll be right there in place and ready for use.
Yes.
And want to have that before Christmas time. So it'll get done in this calendar year. And then, of course, always looking at folks and the needs that you have on staff and programming down the line. Working on the summer worship services, what I'm going to be doing, what I'll be preaching on. You get way out there on that, so I'm up through July now, what I'm preaching on there, so that I can pull those sermons together. And by the time June finishes, I want to have through August and first part of September done. Because that's a lot of other things take place, and you don't have as much time for summer prep. So in the bit of a downtime we do have, I'm very much into that. Very much into that. Looking for a good book to read.
Oh, if anybody's got a good book. Lee Watkins hadn't given you a recommendation lately?
No, I read everything he's given me, and we just finished watching that.
That's a book. You should read that book.
A Gentleman in My
Well,
we watched that.
but you know, this a lot of times the shows don't necessarily
It was really
match
good.
the-
A Gentleman
in Moscow.
Moscow.
I've watched the first one.
Yeah, just 8 segments, 8 pieces.
Ewan McGregor.
And I think that was on, I don't know what it was, Showtime maybe or something.
One of the streaming things.
Yeah, one of the streaming services. Yeah, but it was real good. Each segment's about 50 minutes.
That was a Tom Hendrickson recommendation.
It was.
That's where that came
That
from.
was
He
a
read
good
the
one.
book. He and Terry read the book.
That's a good one.
We had a staff gathering on Friday, Low Country Boil. And so I asked Tom what he was reading and what he had been watching.
And that was what he was doing.
And he's reading, I'm pretty sure he said The Count of Monte Cristo.
That's a good one. Yep.
And he had read this book. So that's where the recommendation. Good job,
Maybe
Tom.
I might go back and reread Crown of Monte Cristo. That's a great story. Great story. It was a good movie, too. I don't remember who was in the movie, but it was a good movie. And I'm sure there's been several adaptations of that, but
Right.
it was good. Great.
I have a book in my inbox, in my cart. I haven't purchased yet, but I thought it sounded interesting, and it's about the sister-in-law of Vincent van Gogh. She inherited all of his paintings.
Whoa.
but he wasn't that famous when he was alive. So it kind of it's
Did she
the
hang on to
life
him?
of, I think it's the life of Sunflower.
Really?
And it kind of talks about her experience when she inherited all of these paintings that now, oh my word, priceless.
What did she hold on to?
Well, I haven't read the book yet. I didn't want, you know how I didn't want to read too much. I'm not like my grandmother who read the last page first.
Last paragraph, last chapter.
Last chapter first.
Yeah.
That's not me. I like to kind of not know everything that's going to happen in the book.
Last chapter first, always. Yeah. There was a movie out about Helen Mirren, I think, was the star of the movie. True story about a battle to get a painting back
Oh, when that
when the Nazis took the
what's the
was
name
of
of
a
the painting?
woman.
It's The Woman in Gold.
the woman in gold. That's it.
Excellent movie.
And went through the courts and all that. She finally got it,
Yes, excellent movie.
and it was in a museum in the Netherlands, I think, somewhere like that, Belgium, something. But it had been stolen from her family, and it's untold how much of that art. I don't know if people have been able to get it back, or even know where to approach to go to get it. But this one she saw hanging in a museum, and she recognized it. A lot of sadness back in there.
Yeah, great movie. The Monument Men, is that the one where that talks about their job was to go and to find and save the art?
Find all kind of, yeah, I think that's right. I didn't see the movie.
That one's good too.
But those kinds of things that are true, that's really special.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that truth is stranger than fiction kind of thing. Yeah. Kind of Monte Cristo's not exactly a true story, but
Classic though.
the classic.
And those are the types of books that you read and then you're going to have to pause and reread again because people don't write like that anymore. So it's using your brain in a different way than you're used to.
Those things like the books from Anna Karenina and the Brothers Karamazov, and the sentence structure is so different, the vocabulary. I mean, you got to think when you read those books.
Right.
You don't blow through those.
No.
But when they were out, and the first audiences were getting them, they went way fast with that. I mean, they were used to the stilted sentence structure and what we would call archaic vocabulary. Now that was part of them. If you were educated. A lot of people weren't, but if you were educated and you were part of the audience they were writing to, and that the gentleman from Moscow, starts out in that time where the Karamazov and what was the Dr. Zhivago. It's in that, starts out in that revolution, the Red Revolution time and all that. Yeah. Last night on the Antiques Roadshow, Monday night, 8 o'clock. I'll just throw that in there.
If you're looking for a show on PBS.
They had a painting, looked like it's about like that, of moths. There's 3 moths flying around. Whistler.
Oh, boy.
Whistler. And he had the provenance for it and all this kind of stuff, And the art expert who was there said, I have never seen this picture in any catalog, in any bibliography of his work. He said, I really don't know if this is factual, if this really is a genuine thing. You'd have to send it to, and he named a woman in England who is the Whistler Authority. The Whistler Authority. He said, if this is a Whistler, and it's about like this, 250 to 300,000. To 300,000.
They were excited to see him in line for the show.
Oh yeah, but the fellow said, it's unknown to me. So he poo-pooed it a little bit, but the fellas, had all the stuff there for it. But those things that are just amazing.
Yeah, and the stories that you've heard of people who buy a random what they think is a random piece of art at a yard sale or an estate sale, or
Oh,
and they
yeah.
don't pay much for it at all. And then they find out it's literally a masterpiece.
Yeah. They had a man there that was in an old bookstore, and the man collects watches, maritime watches.
Oh, okay.
Maritime watches.
That's a niche.
It really is. So anyway, he sees this old book, and he recognized the name of the author of the book as one of the very first people who developed a method of determining longitude for navigation using time, using a watch. So he bought the book, $200, and opened it up, and the book was not a printed book. The whole book was written by hand
Oh my!
by this man. And scattered throughout the book are his original drawings of these chronometer pieces that he was working on to tell longitude. Man, when the people saw that thing, they just went crazy over that. You know, but he had enough information. He knew enough to recognize what that was. The people who had the bookstore had no clue. Just that information and matches up with opportunity. You know, just happenstance kind of thing. Worth a ton. And it said, you put this thing it belongs in a museum. The man said, well, it's in my museum now. You guys see it with his watches and all this kind of stuff that he collects. He said, it belongs in a museum, but he said, if this went on auction, because I had no idea there's people out there like him who collect these things. And he said, there's just no telling what it would be. Because he said it was the only book he's ever seen, written in longhand. So
Wow.
you got the
He's got several.
literary part of it going on, then the subject matter, and then who actually did in his own handwriting did this thing in his own drawings and stuff. So, but anyway, it's very interesting to look at. Very interesting. But that's another story.
Well, I hope you find a good book.
I'm
Lee
Monte
Watkins.
Cristo. I'm gonna get on that. I'll get Becky to order me that. Now, why do you put things in the cart and then you don't order them?
To save for later.
And when your mom puts
Like
it
if I see something, I'm like, oh, it's like a wish list. I'll just put it in the cart, and then whenever I'm ready to order it, I'll order it.
when your mom puts it in the cart, she hits
She hits. I don't always do that.
Send.
It's a holding pattern for me.
No.
It's just a stopping point.
She
And
ordered-
then I'll go back
she
and
ordered
say,
something
I
from
need a book.
Amazon one evening, and the doorbell rang at 8 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't 24 hours.
I ordered some.
And it was sitting on the front stoop.
I did order books for some of our leadership, and they came in less than a day. I was
That is
impressed.
amazing.
When Drew brought it to me yesterday afternoon, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was fast. It was faster than they predicted it would be.
Need to contract the whole postal system for those people because they got it figured out. They have got
Just 'cause
it
it's
figured
private.
out. What?
It's private.
Yeah.
That's why.
And that's a money maker too, I suspect.
Yes,
Free
yes,
shipping
yes,
though.
yes.
Your mom's got I don't know.
Well, you pay a lump sum for the year to get free shipping.
Or you buy so much. She's definitely in the buy so much category.
Yeah. But it does save you some money. I saw on the email yesterday that we served 307 families at the food bank. So
we were
keep
out
that
there
coming.
For the gathering Friday night.
Right, Friday night because of the weather.
Yep. The piles of food that were there.
6,000 pounds.
Yeah. And I wonder if you went back over there today, what it would look like. Because they give away
We give away a
lot.
ton. We also have in the storage, there are still pallets of food that weren't given away.
When you said we give away a ton, you're literally.
Right, literally.
Literally.
Yeah, we had 6,000. And there were sweet potatoes. I've never seen sweet potatoes that big. It's like that big.
Think big, yeah.
Yeah. So 307 families came through. We had over 100 people that went through God's gifts yesterday as well. So it was a big day for operations yesterday, and so.
I'm glad it's a big day, Bob.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that we have that, and George Stefani and the rest of the folks who are working with God's Gifts and the food bank and all that they're so diligent. There's a lot of people involved with it, and it seems like it never does outgrow the need. The more we have, it just seems like we're just a step or two ahead of the number of people who are needing food. Mm-hmm. That's amazing to me.
And our congregation really contributes a lot, but also we have partners like Second Helpings and different partners in the community that also contribute.
Yeah.
That's where the pounds of food come from too. Mm-hmm. So
praise God.
Yeah. So same needs this week: chunky soup, cereal, canned corn, and egg cartons. So if you're out and about and you want to grab some of those items, you can drop them off at all services this weekend on both campuses.
We had chunky soup, but your mama made it. It was chicken.
It was
and
good.
Biscuits.
Yeah, we didn't have canned. It was good. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go about your day on your planning and vision and wrapping up permits and
trying to keep things going.
All that stuff for us. So thank you very much.
One little foot in front of the other.
That's all we can do. All right. If you're interested in Rooted, don't forget to sign up. There'll be a link in the e-news this week. And all the things that are going to be coming up and happening this weekend is Pentecost Sunday. So it's the
18th.
Birth of the church, the beginnings of the church on the 18th for Grace Time and the 19th. So we look forward to seeing you this weekend. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Thanks be to God.
See you when I see you, and got a hug for you when I see you. Blessings to you.